So you're doing a 2-up early payout offer and the team that you backed has just gone 2 goals ahead. It's still the middle of the game, but you want to know a way where you can guarantee your profits right now. In this video, I'm going to show you how to cash out of a 2-up the correct way and how to lock in your profits even before the game's finished. What's up guys, The Frugal Life here, back with another video. This channel is all about teaching you how to get started with match betting and teaching you money tips and tricks. So if all of that sounds good to you, give the video a like and hit that subscribe button so you can learn more about match betting and personal finance. This is another video in the 2-up match betting series, where I explain how the 2-up early payout offer works and all the things that you need to consider. I'll have a playlist put together of all my 2-up videos. Each video will cover a different element when it comes to 2-ups, so make sure that you check out all of them so you know as much as possible. But in this video, we're going to explain how cashing out works. And if you stick to the end of the video, I'll show you how I cashed out for over £250 using OddsMonkey's early payouts calculator. So let's set the scene. You've followed the steps that I outlined in previous videos when it comes to attempting 2-ups. You've placed a back bet on a team, a lay bet against that same team, and because they've gone 2 goals ahead, your back bet at Bet365, or Paddy Power for that matter, has been paid out early because of the 2-up promotion. That's exactly what you want. But now you have a few choices of what you can do next. The team that you backed, which is now 2 goals ahead, could end up winning the game, and they likely will. And when going for 2-ups, that team winning isn't what we want. If you never cash out and your team ends up winning the game, that means your back bets would win because it got paid out early, but your lay bets would lose. And when you add the profit and loss from both of those websites, that should give you a small qualifying loss of only a few pounds if you follow the strategy in my previous videos. So all of the profits that you could have secured are now gone. And that's why cashing out can look so attractive. But there is a catch. You usually can't cash out for the full potential winnings when compared with a full turnaround. You might be able to cash out for a decent amount, but depending on how much of the game is remaining, the types of teams that are playing, how many red cards there are, all of that will affect how much you can cash out for. And as usual, it depends on the back odds and the lay odds at that time. So let's look at a few common cash out strategies. Me personally, I usually don't cash out. I prefer to just let it ride. That way I don't have to stay focused on the game. I can place my back bets, my lay bets, and just leave it. But I want to show you all the options that exist. So if you want to explore a different strategy to me, you have the knowledge and the means to do so. There's 3 common places that people choose to cash out when doing a 2-up. The instant that your team goes 2 goals ahead, 2-0 for example, or after your team goes 2 goals ahead and then concedes 1 goal, 2-1 for example, or after the full turnaround, your team goes 2 goals ahead and the opposition scores 2 goals to equalise, making the score 2-2 or something like that. The first option will happen more frequently, but your cash out profit will be a lot smaller. The last option is a lot more rare, but you'll be able to cash out for a significant amount of your profits. And the second option, cashing out at 2-1, would lie somewhere in the middle. You could also mix and match by cashing out different portions at different stages. You could cash out 50% when your team goes 2 goals ahead, for example at 3-1, and you could cash out the remaining 50% when the score gets to 3-3. You can change the numbers as much as you want, and you have so much flexibility here. If you want to do a part cash out, make sure that you toggle the advanced mode on the early payouts calculator. But this isn't something we're going to cover in this video. So how does cashing out work? We always use 2 websites when it comes to match betting, and that includes 2-ups. We use a bookmaker and we use a betting exchange. Because of the 2-up, your back bet has already been paid out early at the bookmaker. So you could go onto the betting exchange and cancel or trade out of your lay bet. But when on the betting exchange, if you click the trade out button, that will close all of your lay bets that you would have placed on that game. If you're doing multiple match betting offers all together and you've done a few on that one game, it will close all of them, and we don't want that. This is where the early payout calculator comes in. I'll show you an example that I posted on TikTok a little while back. This was on Sassuolo versus Torino. The team that I chose to back was Torino. I had a £60 back bet on them at odds of 4.75, and I placed a £57 lay bet against Torino at lay odds of 5.0. With all of those numbers, that means I could win potentially £282 with only a £3 qualifying loss. Not bad. So this is how the game went. Torino score first, and Sassuolo equalises a fair while after that. Towards the end of the game, Torino score 2 extra goals, bringing them 2 goals ahead, triggering the early payout offer. Within the next 6 minutes, Sassuolo score 2 late goals, bringing the score to 3-3. If I wait 5 minutes and the game finishes on its current score, then great, I can win £282. But if Torino score 1 more goal and end up winning the game, then all of that profit would be lost and I'll be left with my £3 qualifying loss. On this occasion, with the number of late goals that were going in, I felt compelled to cash out, even with only a few minutes left in the game. So I pulled up the early payout calculator to see exactly how much I could cash out for. The early payout calculator uses information from your first back and lay bets, so input all of that information at the top of the page. And if the bookmaker's paid out early because of the 2-up, make sure that you click yes on where it says has the bookmaker paid out early. You'll now see 2 new boxes, one of which you can enter the exchange back odds. This is how we're going to cash out of our 2-up, by placing 1 extra back bet at the exchange. This is done instead of cancelling any bets. So I opened Smarkets and looked at the game, and the current back odds for Torino were 9.64. So this calculator tells me exactly how to cash out. Place a back bet on the betting exchange, not the bookmaker, on Torino at odds of 9.64 with a back stake of £29.56. And looking at the table at the bottom, by cashing out by placing that third back bet, you'll get the same amount of profit no matter what happens in the game after that. Whereas before we had the potential of a £3 qualifying loss. So with that final back bet that I placed at Smarkets, I guaranteed £252. And by using the early payouts calculator, it will always generate a backstake amount where if you place it, your profits will be the same no matter if that team goes on to win, draw or lose. That's why we always use specific lay bet sizes when matched betting, and that includes 2-ups. So if you want to know more about matched betting calculators or how to calculate your lay bet size, make sure you check out this video. You'll notice that when changing the back odds in this box, it will change how much you can cash out for. The smaller the back odds, the smaller you can cash out for. And the higher the back odds, the higher you can cash out for. This ties in with what I said earlier. Say you're the type of person that prefers to cash out at 2-0, the back odds at that point will be quite low, meaning you could only cash out for a small amount. Before attempting 2-ups, I think it's really important to understand the process, understand your options, and to find a strategy that works for you and your bankroll. I'd really encourage you to think about this as much as you can before starting. But hopefully you enjoyed watching the video and you learned something new. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more matched betting videos like this. I'll have plenty on the way. In future videos, I'll talk about other techniques, other offers, and other ways where you can make money. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.